Hello, how are you, my friends? Welcome to another edition of the Daily Word, home edition. Welcome to my house. How are you? Are you missing sports? Can we have a real face-to-face conversation? Come on, get close to the screen. It's okay. You're not alone. You are not alone. I got my Dallas Cowboys jersey on. I hope the NFL happens this year. I got my Astros cap on. Shouldn't we by this time have already all been to Minute Maid to watch a game? This just stinks. Ugh. If you are missing sports again, you are not alone. But have you been keeping up with some of the drama going on in the NFL world? Beep, 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 beep. That's my NFL drama voice, in case you're wondering. Tom Brady of the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, the coach of the New England Patriots, are no longer on the same team. Guys, this is wild. First time ever. Tom Brady just took a contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What? How wild is that? And a lot of sports commentators, there aren't a lot of sports to talk about on ESPN and some of these other shows, are wondering this question. Can they do it? Can the best quarterback of all time and possibly the best coach of all time work on different sides of teams? Can they do it? Or have they been dependent too much on each other? Have they only won because they leaned on each other without realizing they were leaning on each other? It's an interesting question. So let's turn it back to you. Friends, what are you dependent on? Have you been made clear of what you're dependent on during this odd quarantine season we're all in? As to me, I've realized there have been numerous things I've taken for granted all along the way, like hand sanitizer you can find on any aisle in the grocery store, or cleaning supplies you know that are going to be there every time you go, or even just like that last Sunday, which was 6 weeks ago. What? Where we last got to hug and high five and shake hands. I miss you all dearly, and I had no idea that stuff would be taken away from me for so long. You're made aware of what you're dependent on when you distance yourself from it. You know, the disciples knew a lot about dependency and taught us a lot. You know, one of my favorite disciples is Peter, because Peter doubted and he feared and he got frustrated and he was scared. And I feel like that's me. Is that you as a disciple? Just kind of all over the place, especially in a season like this. And it's okay to be like Peter. You see, Peter really realized that his dependency on Christ was unconscious. It just sort of happened. It was just there until Jesus rode into Jerusalem. And then there in the garden, late at night before his sentencing, Peter begins to question. He really vocalizes his doubt, even though he told Jesus he wouldn't. And he doubts not Jesus just once, but 3 times. And what does Jesus do? Does he send him away? Does he say, bye, I'm done with you, get out of here? No. He continues his way to the cross. And it's at the cross, it's in Jesus' death, where unconscious discipline, where unconscious dedication falls to the wayside. And we are learning what it means to be consciously dependent on Christ. You know, I read this book called My Utmost for His Highest by the Scottish theologian Oswald Chambers. He wrote this in the early 1900s, and it's still relevant today when you read it now. And he wrote a little devotional. I try to read it each morning when I wake up, called Will You Examine Yourself? And he writes this. I thought these words connected well. He said, the decision to be dependent is not an impulsive action. It has to be a deliberate commitment. We tend to say to ourselves, but God could never have called me to this. I'm too unworthy. It can't mean me. It does mean you. And the more weak and feeble you are, the better. The person who is still relying and trusting in anything within himself is the last person to even come close to saying, I will serve the Lord. Wisdom for us today. What are you dependent on, friends? Where does your dependency lie? The cross breaks apart our unconscious dependency and invites us into choosing God every day. Have you chosen to be dependent in Christ or something else? Something you're looking at, something you can hold on to. Choose every day, friends. Go Cowboys. Go Astros. Go in peace. Amen.